Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Thrive with Stride. I hope everybody's doing great. Yeah. I really do hope everybody's doing amazing. Oh my goodness. So, guys, this month, after the fabulous September we had, October was interesting as well for Harry and Meghan. And because, we just came off of a heavy month of lots of stuff going on. We had the Invictus Games and all the joy and just amazingness of the Invictus Games. But this month has been a little, I'll say, quieter. And I've also been busy and all that because, as I told you, I'm doing some schooling right now. And so I haven't been on here as much. And of course, my channels, both of them are demonetized at the moment, guys. Told you about it. I had 2 videos about it. I'm not going to tell you about it. Well, no, I will tell you about it because I have to remind you every time that, my channels are demonetized. I have to remind you. So, so you do real, if you want to support me, you can. But anyways, guys, I was just taking a look at some of the stories that's been going around regarding Harry and Meghan and just, all this, the craziness, guys. It's so funny. Harry and Meghan right now are the number one when it comes to the royal family. And we know this because of the fact that Harry was at this Grand Prix race yesterday. Well, they were practicing. It was a practice run. He was there yesterday, and there are so many stories. I saw somebody was criticizing him, and one of them, I guess it was one of those reporters. Only the UK reporters seem to do this kind of stuff. Talking about, he's supporting some gas guzzling something. Like, could you believe that somebody would come out and say something like that? That he's that Harry is supporting this gas guzzling industry or whatever they called it. I looked at it 2 seconds and I was like, what is wrong with people? That's what I was thinking. And the funny thing about it is, much as they love to criticize, and they have been criticizing Harry and Meghan from the get-go for the silliest things, guys. And the more you see, Harry and Meghan have left, and the stuff that the royal family continues to do, and these people just look at it like, oh, that's nothing. That's nothing. It just goes to show you the hypocrisy of the whole situation, guys. It shows you that anything that they were telling us, that they were saying, it just goes to show you they were just saying it because they wanted to push a narrative about Harry and Meghan. It had nothing to do with protocol or royal protocol or anything. You know what's funny? They invented stuff. They invented stuff to tell us about Harry and Meghan, mostly Meghan. The term working royal was never used much. If it was used, it was not used as much as when Meghan came along. There was no such thing. Beatrice and Eugenia had been kind of half in, half out most of their lives because they're not full-time working royals. No, they're not. They're half in, half out. And so it just goes to show me that, they were pushing a narrative here. Why is it that it was okay for Beatrice, Eugenia, Beatrice and Eugenia's mother, Fergie? Guys, Fergie has been working on all kind of stuff for years and years, and Fergie's still living with the royal family, pretty much living off of the royal family right now to this day. And you know why it's okay for them? Because nobody cares about what Fergie does. Nobody cares about what Edward and his wife, Sophie and all them. Nobody really cares what those people do, right? They're non-impactful. They don't have an impact, whatever they do. But Harry and Meghan together, they definitely have an impact on this world and on our lives in general. Harry and Meghan definitely have an impact. And so the fact that they have an impact, this is why the royal family have gone to all these lengths, guys. They have gone to the lengths of a smear campaign, pushing a smear campaign against their family members, two family members, because Meghan became a part of that family when she married Harry. And no matter what, the man that y'all call a king, that man that y'all call a king and his personal support animal. No matter, that's what I heard from, I think it was Baron that said that. His personal support animal. No matter what, guys, that the two of these individuals do, nobody is much concerned. I heard that they're going to Kenya soon. Yeah, they're going to Kenya soon. So I cannot wait to see what's going on, what's going to happen, how it's going to go. But you know, the funny thing about it is, we already know it's not going to go as bad as Wills and Kate's disastrous Caribbean tour. We do know that much. Because horrible as they are, Camilla and that man that y'all call a king, they are not, I mean, they kind of have an idea of what they're doing to an extent. I mean, they're cruel people, but they do kind of have an idea of what they're doing. So they're not gonna go all the way left like Wills and Kate's went. They're not gonna stand on they're not gonna cosplay a woman from the 1940s, and they're not gonna stand in a Range, whatever the vehicle was, the Land Rover, and drive around and look at the peasants. They're not gonna do that. But let's see what they do when they go on this trip, because much as my channel's not monetized, guys, trust me, if the news is coming and they're, hey, I'm gonna be reporting on it. But yeah, so long and short of my story here, guys, is they invented stuff when it came to Harry and Meghan just so that I don't understand what the royal family thought that they were going to accomplish here. Because whatever they're doing, you would think that they would say call off the dogs by now, but they haven't. They're intensifying even. I mean, when somebody can sit there and criticize Harry for going to a Grand Prix racing game, or not a game, racing, car race or whatever you want to call it, those car races. When somebody can sit there and call that a gas guzzling sport or whatever he called it some name. I can't be bothered to look and see what it was. He said something along those lines. He did use the word gas guzzling. When somebody can sit there and say this about Harry, that mean they're criticizing Harry, but they're criticizing Harry and Meghan. They wouldn't be criticizing Harry if he didn't marry Meghan and have Meghan here, right? They wouldn't be. If he had married an English rose, the whole thing would be out of, we wouldn't even be here right now. Okay? So the fact that they are just he can just sit there and criticize and call it. I mean, has he ever looked at what the royal family has been doing all these years? The royal family goes from here to there in helicopters, private jets. You know, guys, I mean, they only criticize when it's Harry and Meghan. That is the long and short of my story. Okay? They only criticize when it's Harry and Meghan. Mostly Meghan. Because Willie goes from place to place all around London in a helicopter. And nobody says anything about any gas guzzling this and gas guzzling that. The royal family drive around with motorcades. I mean, about a couple months ago, one of those motorcades killed a woman. An 82-year-old woman. And I talked about it on my channel. I have a video here. A short video on one of my channels. Either this channel or the other channel. An old lady, 82 years old, got run over by Sophie Wessex's motorcade. Isn't that gas guzzling? Weren't they using Range Rovers or Land Rovers or whatever they use? Aren't those gas guzzling? How could somebody sit and criticize Harry for going to going to a racetrack and watching a game? Or whatever it's called. Is it called a game? I don't even know what it's called. A race. There you go. I think it's called just a race, not a game. But how can somebody criticize Harry for doing that? These people are atrocious, guys. The fact that they are going to sit there and criticize Harry for just going to a race for the Grand Prix and talking about gas guzzling when the royal family ride around in helicopters, ride around in expensive gas guzzling vehicles all the time. And whether or not these vehicles are the hybrid types doesn't matter. Point is, the only time that they criticize is when it's Harry and Meghan. And of course, they're criticizing Meghan because it's an extension, right? Harry and Meghan are a team. They're a unit right now. So when you criticize one, you criticize the other. And like I said, they wouldn't be criticizing Harry if Harry hadn't married Meghan, right? That's what I believe. So I just thought that was kind of interesting that we never heard anybody in the royal family being criticized until Meghan came along. And the only reason that they criticize Harry is because he's with her. And why are they criticizing Meghan this much? Why? You know, that's the question I want to get to. Is it because she's biracial and has a black mother? Is it because of, you know, she's an intelligent, really intelligent, highly intelligent woman, feminist? She came into the royal family with $5 million of her own dollars. Why? What is it about Meghan that has these people going crazy? And when they attack Harry, they attack Meghan. They wouldn't be attacking Harry otherwise. And like I said, if he had married an English rose, we wouldn't even be here right now. There you go. So guys, some things just make me ponder and wonder, because like I said, only when Meghan came into that family was there ever uttered the words working royal. Oh, you're not a working royal, so this and that. I never heard the term before. But trust and behold, there have been people in that family who have been half in, half out. Meaning people who left the family and came back. Edward and Sophie, they had like some business, some production business or something back in like the 90s or something, right? I mean, it failed. It went down the drain. Of course it would, because these people, they have no charisma. So that would happen. Edward and Sophie, I mean, Sophie probably used to have some charisma, but being in that family, all the charisma just dried out of her. Just dried right out of her. So there you go. And, you know, they laughed and they tried to do what Harry and Meghan are doing right now. It didn't work. They crawled right back to the family. But you know what? Harry and Meghan will succeed. Harry and Meghan will succeed because, first thing, Harry knew what he was doing when he chose his wife. Right? Harry's actually the one who pursued Meghan. He's the one who saw her first, and he's the one who went after her. And I think that is pissing a lot of people off. The fact that Meghan just had to sit there and just be herself, and Harry was the one chasing after her, right? He was the one. He was like, you know what? That girl, she's for me. He didn't care that she was biracial and had a black mother. He didn't care that she was married before and divorced. He didn't care that she was 3 years older than him. He didn't care about any of this stuff. He was like, you know what? That's the girl for me. That's the one I want. And I'm going after her. And of course, you know, Harry's charming. Harry's, you know, cute. She's gonna reciprocate. But yeah, so guys, it just keeps me wondering all the time, why are they trying to rewrite history with Harry and Meghan? Why are they changing rules because of Harry and Meghan? I mean, the amount of rules and protocols and stuff that they have talked about, yammered about for the past 6 years or however long that Meghan has been around in this family. It's just amazing to me that all these things came up only because Meghan is there or was there. Never before did we hear about protocol this and protocol that. Only when Meghan showed up. I found it interesting. But either way, guys, I just wanted to get that off my chest because sometimes I just gotta vent because I think it's ridiculous that the fact that this is what these people have done and are doing when it comes to, you know, to Meghan. Yeah, I sometimes it just baffles me, the fact that, you know, the amount of lies that they have told, the amount of rules that they have come up with and broken, because the whole security thing is also another thing. The whole security thing with Harry, this only came up because they made it up, guys. I mean, Prince Pete Drew, he has security. There was never even a question about Andrew's security. Why is there a question about Harry's security and Harry's family? Anyways, guys. Yeah, I just thought I'd get that all off my chest. It was kind of bothering me here. The fact that Harry just being himself, doing his thing, living his life, and somebody's going to sit there and try to criticize. I'm so tired of it. I'm tired of the foolishness, guys. Because they don't criticize anything the royal family do. But Harry goes and watches a game or a race or whatever it's called. A race. And somebody's going to sit there and talk about gas guzzling machine or whatever they called it. How is this possible? How is this possible? They don't notice when Prince William is flying around London in a helicopter. You know, instead of driving for an hour, he takes a helicopter for 10 minutes or whatever. I don't know what he does. Maybe he doesn't do that, but maybe instead of a two hour drive or a 1 hour drive, he takes a helicopter for like 20 minutes. I don't know. But he is all over the place with a helicopter and nobody talks about it. You know, they only talk about it when it's Harry and Meghan. But anyways, guys, I just thought I'd get off my chest. Guys, if you want to support me, you know what to do. Buy me a coffee or Patreon or PayPal, any of those things. Anyways, guys, yeah, Please remember, like, subscribe, and share. And I will talk to you guys in the next one. Have a great one, guys. Bye.